all 9. What a delivery. When you can see all 9, you're not worried about your primary defender, which...
Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. So today, or technically yesterday, we witnessed an absolutely wild game between Caitlin Clark and Tiffany Hayes. This matchup had everything you want in competitive basketball. The intensity was high, the emotions were real, and both players were going right at each other all game long. This was old school basketball energy. No fake drama, no narratives, just two competitors battling on the court. At the same time, the internet completely lost its mind during the game. We had Caitlin Clark haters on Threads posting insane takes, getting hundreds of likes, while saying teams should sign developmental players just to target and injure Caitlin Clark. That is how crazy some of these discussions have become lately around the WNBA. And honestly, the WNBA threads might be one of the most unhinged places on the internet right now. But somehow this entire situation has become even crazier than that. But Tiffany Hayes versus Caitlin Clark was a movie. First of all, Tiffany Hayes in the background after the game.
If I did, she would never get to play in games.
No questions?
I'll ask.
What?
Caitlin, you had a career high tonight. What was working well for you tonight?
Oh,
Sorry.
good job.
I feel like we did a good job just spacing the floor and attacking them off the dribble. Yeah, getting mismatches. Tip did a great job, too, of that. I just want to say.
Got a career high. Give me some. That's what's up.
What are some of the takeaways we can take from tonight going into next Thursday when we play them again?
Just coming in focused from jump. I think our defense is our bread and butter, and 90 points is too much for any team for us. So I just think we got to go back to the drawing board and fix the little things, because it's literally the little things, and it's us. It's no one else. So, yeah, just...
If they're going to start calling every foul in situations like that, then she would never get to play. Between Caitlin Clark and Tiffany Hayes, because this game was absolutely intense from start to finish. What do you mean it's no one else? You've got Caitlin Clark pulling up from the parking lot. Okay? She's pulling up from everywhere, throwing laser beam passes all over the court. What do you mean it's no one else? No, it's somebody else. Look, y'all tried defensively. Y'all are one of the best defensive teams in the league, but that does not matter when you're standing in front of Caitlin Clark. Tiffany Hayes, I'm sorry. And all that yapping and trash talk, that was not going to stop her. If anything, it just pissed Caitlin Clark off even more, and then she really started destroying the defense. That's all that happened. So don't try to say, oh, it's because of us and nobody else. No, no, no. There is no defense for somebody pulling up from half court consistently. There is no answer for that. There's nothing you can really do in those situations, Tiffany Hayes. Oh, now you don't want to talk anymore? That's it, huh? Yeah, I bet that's it. Caitlin Clark absolutely took over and had a huge game against you. This was not fake drama. This was not social media narratives. This was old school competitive basketball with two players going directly at each other for 4 quarters. And let's be honest here, Tiffany Hayes absolutely hacked Caitlin Clark all game long. She was physical from the opening possession, constantly bumping her, hand-checking her, and trying to make every shot difficult. Now, to be fair to the referees, Caitlin Clark probably did get away with more push-offs than she normally does. But this is where the inconsistency becomes frustrating for fans. If referees are going to allow defenders to be extremely physical with Caitlin Clark all game, then naturally she is going to push off sometimes just to create space. That's what I've been saying since the start of the season. Early in the year, Caitlin Clark kept getting called for offensive fouls and push-offs, while defenders were allowed to body her all the way past half court. You cannot officiate the game one-sided like that. And honestly, the funniest part is that Caitlin Clark does not even gain that much separation from most of those push-offs. Half the time it looks more like a habit than an actual advantage. Meanwhile, defenders are grabbing, bumping, and reaching constantly. So if the refs are going to let the game get physical, they have to allow some physicality both ways. But from the opening quarter, Caitlin Clark and Tiffany Hayes were already going right at each other. Tiffany Hayes hit some tough shots early and was cooking at certain moments. Then Caitlin Clark immediately answered back. This was pure basketball trash talk and competitive fire. This is exactly what people claim they want from sports. One of the biggest moments came when Tiffany Hayes tried picking up Caitlin Clark from deep near the logo. Caitlin Clark responded with a massive shot right in her face. And before that play even happened, Caitlin Clark had already gotten hacked on the previous possession with no whistle. Then on the follow-through, Tiffany Hayes made contact with Caitlin Clark again after the release. In the WNBA, that honestly could have easily been called an and one, based on the way those plays are normally officiated. But give Caitlin Clark credit, because that was the moment where you could see the killer mentality take over. She hit the shot, stared Tiffany Hayes down, and started talking right back to her. Then Misha Hines-Allen immediately stepped in before things escalated too far. At the same time, let's not act like Tiffany Hayes did not have an incredible game herself. Earlier in the matchup, Tiffany Hayes absolutely cooked Caitlin Clark with a nasty step-back jumper. She was hitting difficult shots, attacking aggressively, and bringing non-stop intensity. Caitlin Clark may have won the overall battle, but Tiffany Hayes definitely got hers too. That's why I think some people online are completely overreacting to this situation. People are trying to turn this into some giant controversy when in reality, this was simply basketball. Tiffany Hayes was talking trash, Caitlin Clark was talking trash back, and neither player crossed the line. This was not some Victoria Vivian situation where Caitlin Clark got blindsided or targeted unfairly. These were simply two elite competitors battling each other. Basketball fans constantly praise rivalries when it happens in the NBA. Everybody loves seeing Victor Wembanyama and Chet Holmgren compete with emotion and intensity. So why are people suddenly shocked when Caitlin Clark and Tiffany Hayes bring that same energy to a WNBA game? That's sports. That's competition. And honestly, Tiffany Hayes deserves a lot of respect for how well she played. She was brilliant throughout the game and made Caitlin Clark work for everything. But when the biggest moments arrived, Caitlin Clark elevated her game even more. That's what superstars do. At the end of the day, this was just fun basketball. We saw emotion, intensity, trash talk, big shots, and two players refusing to back down. And personally, I think that version of Caitlin Clark is the best version. When Caitlin Clark plays angry, when she takes things personally, and when she competes with that edge, she becomes a completely different player. The demon Caitlin Clark is the version nobody wants to face. Caitlin Clark is now the first player in WNBA history to record 20 points and 5 assists in each of the first 5 games of a season. Man, this is greatness that we are watching right now. Caitlin Clark is the first player ever to accomplish this. And honestly, it does not look like she's slowing down anytime soon. 20 points and 5 assists in every one of the first 5 games is absolutely unreal consistency. Caitlin Clark is genuinely looking like an MVP out there. I can't even lie to you. She is putting on dominant performances night after night, controlling the pace of the game, hitting deep shots, creating opportunities for teammates, and completely changing the energy of the offense every time she's on the floor. And you can also see the chemistry building between Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston. Both of them have talked about how much more comfortable they feel playing together, and it's starting to show in these games. Right now, Caitlin Clark is playing at another level.
Chippy moment with Solana at halftime that led to the double text.
I was just trying. Oh, did I get a technical? Oh, no way. Oh, it just makes sense for the refs tonight, so I'm not surprised. Wow. Wow, I could have got ejected. I should have been a little safer in the second half. Okay, well, guess I have some fines coming my way. And a flagrant. Wow. Well, the refs were interesting, but I'm not going to say anything else because obviously I got probably $1,000 worth of fines coming my way, but I was just trying to get the rebound and I didn't know I got a technical foul, but thanks for letting me know. I appreciate it. Okay, next question.
Tell me what you think. Don't forget like and subscribe.